Okay, we're going to look at some oil pastel techniques. So in your sketchbook, make your next page here, first page, we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 different techniques, probably a couple pages in your sketchbook. First step is you're going to need a rectangle. So you can put a rectangle in there. It doesn't have to be really big, something about like that. And then you can write beside the rectangle, this is color plus white. So pick you out a color, doesn't matter what color it is, and just start doing some little circles. Don't have to fill in the box completely. This is not, doesn't have to be perfect. And as you get closer to the center of the box, start kind of fading that color out. And then switch to white. And here's a little tip for you guys. You should always have a paper towel handy when you're working with pastels. The lighter colors especially, you don't want them contaminated, so you can kind of wipe them off. So on this side, start with white, and then just start blending across. And as you work to the center, do this opposite. Start getting lighter, don't push as hard, kind of blend it in a little less, and then you can stop. So there's your color plus white. You can kind of see how those change. Okay, next rectangle. Color plus black. So pick you another color out. I would say don't get anything like too super dark. You want to keep it something like just a normal primary color or secondary color. And same thing, as you get closer to the center, start kind of fading your circles out, lighter, 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 and then stop. Thicker to lighter. Grab you a black, same thing, thicker, and then as you get closer to the middle, start thinning it out. And then stop. So there's your color plus your black mixed together and kind of lightened out. Okay, next up, another rectangle. Color plus gray. So we need to find you a gray color pencil, oil pastel, and whatever color you decide to use for this one. I'll go with purple this time. So start with your color, nice and thick, and then as you get closer to the middle, start getting lighter, 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 until it just kind of fades out. You know the drill by now, gray, solid, let it blend. So here you're going to neutralize your color down a little bit, make it less intense, lower the neutralization with gray until you fade the gray totally out. You want a color that's less intense, there you go. Okay. Another rectangle. Complementary blend. Next we're doing complementary blend. So you need to make sure you find two complementary colors here. Red and green be great choices. You could also use blue and orange, and you could also use yellow and purple. Or if you want to try something a little bit, awkward, you might try to find something like, say, a teal and like a yellow orange or something. So opposite colors, and I'll go with the blue and orange, I think. So start with a nice thick color and blend it out a little sooner. Blend it out to the center. Maybe a little bit past the center. Then Switch to your other complementary. You can see how the complementaries, when they mix together, create almost like a brown there at the center. So a couple complementaries mixed together. Next up, and now I'll just blend. So if you remember your basic color theory, analogous to colors that are similar to each other. So say purple and red would be an analogous color combination, or say yellow and orange would be an analogous color combination. So colors that are similar to each other. So same thing, solid. Start to blend it out. And then switch your analogous color, blend it together. Nice smooth change of colors there. Okay, smaller box here. We're going to call this one Heavy Blend. And you can pick any two colors you want for this one. It doesn't matter. I'm going to go with a little farther apart. We'll do blue and red this time. So with Heavy Blend, just really push hard all the way to the very center and past it a little bit. So no blend, no lightening up your colors. Just keep it really heavy. And really try to put that color on thick. You don't want to break the color, break your oil pastel, because they do break if you push too hard on them. So, you know, this is where you want to hold it close and switch to your second color, put it on really thick, and then let the two overlap. And then use the color pencil to actually kind of, I keep calling these color pencils, I'm so sorry. Use your oil pastel to kind of mix the two together. That means, you know, don't just kind of like blend them lightly, but actually keep going back and forth to get that blend. And you can kind of do something like that to sort of blend them together. So there's a heavy blend. You can see that the colors totally, because the more you keep doing this, the more the colors are just going to mix. Now we'll slip over here. And we'll do light blend. So for light blend, don't push very hard, just kind of lightly let the colors get on there. Leave a lot of white space. And let the colors mix without pushing very hard. So there's a light blend. Okay, we've got a few techniques left. Down here, we're going to do stippling. So get you a few colors, and I stippling with 3 colors. So I'm going to use, I'm going to throw in something like this weird green now. Okay, so with stippling, you're just doing lots of little short dashes. If you've ever done pointillism, same technique. You can kind of push it a little bit to put some more color on. The more you put down, the better it's going to look. get a nice look of texture here. If you're trying to create some sort of texture, a top color that's different will really reinforce that texture. All right. Next up, scrumbling. Fun to say. You can say it with me. Scrumbling. Okay, so with scrumbling, what we're going to do is kind of similar to stippling, except for we're going to use lots of little circles, little round circles, kind of just little circles. And we switch to we'll keep this one analogous, so I'll go to purple. And then I'll go to blue. Make yourself a rectangle that's not super long and call this one paper towel blending. So on this one, let's do some kind of, we'll say red to yellow would be a great, you know, you don't want to be too close together because you want to get some blending going on. So don't put the color, or don't put the oil pastel super thick, you know, kind of a medium thickness. And you can let the red kind of fade out. So just like another color blend we've done, put your second color on. Probably should have started with a lighter color, but it'll be okay. And just to get a really good smooth blend, you can just get you a little paper towel. You could use your finger for this, but paper towel is going to work better. And oil pastel does have a tendency to stick to everything. So get your little rolled up paper towel and just kind of blend it together, little circle movements. These things blend so nicely. You get this perfect blending going on here. It's almost like, it really looks like almost like a watercolor blend because it's so smooth the way the colors blend together with oil pastels. Probably my favorite medium, like for just, especially for just doing like sketches and stuff. It's so quick, it's so fast. Last technique. Scratching. So you want to put down a lighter color and you want to put it on nice and thick. And if you take this color and kind of just go over it with the paper towel a little bit, that's going to actually sort of drive it into the paper, and that's going to make scratching work a little better. So you're kind of forcing it into the tooth of the paper. And you can pick a second color, go over the top of that. So I'm using the complementary color. Nice and thick and bold. Okay, and with scratching, you can use whatever tool you want, and you can scratch the top off, and the color underneath will show through. So any kind of tool. This fork makes 4 lines at the same time. I just had it. You could grab whatever you have, draw something. So this lets you draw like real distinct lines with color pencil. I mean with oil pastel. And so you could just kind of scratch something in, create a texture, create a pattern, or you could create details. All right, guys, those are some basic oil pastel techniques that anybody working with oil pastel should know. Get those in your sketchbook as soon as possible.